This lesson is about parallelism in writing. It's best to start with the definition. Parallelism is showing equivalent grammatical form where appropriate. Another way of saying this is it's expressing ideas of equal weight. There's a few places to look for this. It usually occurs with groups of words, in pairs, or in a series. These definitions aren't very satisfactory. Sometimes it's better to look at examples to figure something out. With a parallel word structure, we have New Year's resolutions often include running, swimming, and cycling. The words in blue are parallel. That is to say that they're in the same grammatical form. So too in the example for parallel phrases. The words maintain and retain are in the same grammatical form. The last example is of parallel clauses. Notice how all the clauses start with the same word. Now when you don't have parallel structure, you might see this symbol. The symbol indicates faulty parallelism. It's a symbol you want to avoid in your writing. But there are places to look for faulty parallelism so you can avoid it. Items in a series. Here's an example. The peace demonstrators had tried singing, hugs, and chanting. Well, one of these things is not like the other. It's like that old Sesame Street game. If you notice, hugs is not in the same grammatical form as the other two, so we change it. Now we have singing, hugging, and chanting, and everything's parallel. I could have changed it another way as well. Change it all to songs, hugs, and chants. Either way works just fine. Another place to be on the lookout for faulty parallelism is with coordinating conjunctions. Many of you might have learned these as fanboys. If you read from top to bottom, you can see the word fanboys. Well, your coordinating conjunctions, or fanboys, should be seen as an equal sign in math. What's on one side should be on the other. As you can see here, we have nouns on either side, or plural nouns on either side. Or maybe you started with a verb on one, so you want a verb on the other as well. Let's take a look at an example. That always helps. Love and being married go together. One of these things is not like the other. Think of that and as an equal sign. I need to change something here. I could do love and marriage, now they're both nouns. Now it's parallel. Or I could use that ing. Being in love and being married go together. Again, either way works great. Yet another place to look for faulty parallelism is with the words than and as. Like your fanboys, they should be seen as an equal sign in math. What's on one side should be represented on the other side as well. These are comparison words. Here's an example. I prefer acting rather than to think. Again, one of these things is not like the other. I have two verbs on either side of than, but they're in different forms. One is an ing verb and the other is an infinitive. So I could change it to acting and thinking. Or to act, then to think. As long as they're in the same form, I'm good to go. Whenever you write an outline, you should make a conscious effort to make things as parallel as possible. Ideally, you should pause the video here and take a long look at this outline. It's not very good at all. It lacks parallel structure almost everywhere. Now, here's a look at that same outline, only this time with parallel structure. It's got the same information in there, which you may or may not agree with, but its parallel structure makes it easy to read. Finally, you should also be conscious of your parallel structure when it comes to resumes. Like the outline before, it makes a tremendous difference in how it's read. And when it comes to a resume, presentation is everything.